Hey guys, Kenny B here, Cities and Suburbs. Welcome aboard. It is the 27th of April, rolling into spring. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Let's talk about the obvious, you guys. Are you sports fans? Are you not a sports fan? It doesn't matter. You're hearing it anyway because that is the news. The news is about someone else's problems, and right? But that's not stuff that really affects you, right? So let me put that into a context. Alex Cora was dismissed, gently saying he was fired as the head manager of the Boston Red Sox. He will be fine because, he will have not a lifetime supply of rice and roti, but he's going to get enough money to buy a lifetime of rice and roti because his contract has to be paid. So Mr. Cora will leave with $11 million. Of course, I wouldn't want to pay the tax on that. Of course, we have to hear about Mike Vrabel and somewhat potentially indiscretions with a news reporter. I watch sports, you guys, to escape all the BS. I really do. That's why I watch sports. I don't really care about this guy's bedroom, that person's bedroom. I don't. All right. So that being said, I've escaped from the NFL, the NHL. I mean, I like hockey. We're going around, but the Bruins aren't going anywhere this year. But I watch actually the IFL, the Indoor Football League, where I have really no passion involved with each team, but it's fun and it's real and people are having fun. And I think that's what sports are. And that's why they're a nice distraction from, war, poverty, a conflict in Iran, the reason why you're paying $1.10 more in gasoline for your car. But wait, there's more. When you go out and you try to have a meal, or go here or go there, it is very expensive. And I will say this again. There are plenty of jobs available, and not great jobs. I mean, service sector and there's sectors that are growing in the economy. But the United States always has, the jobs report the Labor Bureau puts out how many jobs were created. And that's confidence in the market, and that keeps everything going. But believe me, a lot of those folks that have one job probably have another job and another job. It's not easy even to go out and eat at any of the fast food chains, which are about $15 for lunch, right? On the number one and number two. You guys know. Once in a while, it's kind of crazy. So when I hear, the woes of a football coach or a baseball manager that has been fired, which is historically, the Red Sox. Come on. So we'll see you next year. I mean, it's gonna be a lockout next year, potentially. So you may not even see any baseball next year. I did want to turn your attention to what is really news and Earth Day. Okay, talked about this last year. I know it's kind of just a thing. But I did want to highlight very quickly, just annually. Now, I looked some stats up about the trash that is collected annually by cities and towns, locally, near you, near us. So let me just say this. It seems like examples include over 25 tons of trash removed in Worcester. And can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Hundreds of local and regional cleanups occur, removing tons of trash aside of Earth Day. Examples include over 25 tons annually of trash by volunteers, and 25 tons. Volunteers, consistently remove over 25 tons of trash from the city annually. I have a point to this. Let's look at Long Meadow right outside of Springfield, Massachusetts. Recently removed 1,250 pounds, so we're working on a ton of trash and 57 pounds of recyclables. Now, plastic. Let's look at that. Up to 80%, anywhere you go, of trash collected is plastic. Now, the company and the organization that I am with and helping to drive forward worked one square block. We found hundreds of nip bottles along Lincoln Street. Okay, hundreds. And I know after winter, the nasty snow piles when they melt. Oh God, you never know what's going to be under there, depending on what city you're in. But in Worcester, it's Dunkin' Donuts, Coca-Cola cans, Fireball, hundreds. They're disposable. So I'm wondering, what's the answer here? There's a lot of ways too that Worcester, you guys could install, particularly downtown. Try it. Some clown face receptacles, right? That have a vacuum, like when I was a kid at the carnival. Make it actually, a purpose, to throw away your trash because it was ridiculous. And I'm gonna call out the proprietors on Lincoln Street. You guys are terrible. Get up in the morning, open your store, hose down your sidewalk. All right, we're getting to the nice weather. And clean up your storefront and put a trash can out there. Why is that so hard? I don't know where to begin with Worcester sometimes. Born, raised there, not there anymore, but there every day. Anyway, you guys, really quick. So, what is news? Right? What is news? Take care. We'll see you next time.